p.m. right here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Good afternoon. As the sun prepares to set right here in the TV47 newsroom, we're working to bring you up to date with some of the top stories making headlines from across the country and beyond. Welcome to News Now. My name is George Maringa. Here now are some of the highlights. Among the top stories making headlines at this hour, 5 people died on the spot on Sunday evening after a trailer lost control at Kikopey on the Nakuru-Nairobi highway, ramming into pedestrians before hitting a nearby building. The East African Safari Classic Rally is back. The historic event is scheduled to kick off this Saturday and it will run up to the 18th of December. Plus, a number of former MPs who served between 1984 to 2001 lament of tough times in retirement. Thank you for joining us as we stream on our terrestrial platforms as well as on YouTube and our website, equally on X, formerly Twitter. We thank you for joining us. Engage us. I'm at George Maringa _. 5 people died on the spot on Sunday evening after a trailer lost control at Kikopey on the Nakuru-Nairobi highway, ramming into pedestrians before hitting a building where several people were playing a game of pool. Confirming the sad incident, Gilgil Sub-County Police boss Francis Tumbo said the driver was heading towards Nakuru when the 2 pedestrians were hit as they walked along the highway at around 9 p.m, with 6 others sustaining serious injuries which are being treated at Gilgil Sub-County Hospital. The driver is said to have fled the scene of the accident and gone into hiding. The bodies of the deceased persons have been moved to the Gilgil Sub-County Hospital mortuary.
Kiwa kitu saa 2:30 ikielekea saa 3 niliweza kuona lori imeteremuka pale kwa ile mteremuko, na wakati iliteremka iligonga karabati iko pale. Dereva na makanga wakarushwa nje pande ya mbele. Wakati walirushwa pande ya mbele ilikuja kama imewapita juu. Wakati iliwapita juu ndio ilikuja ikaingia kwa hii yard na pool table, ikapata watu wa pool table wakicheza pool, na ndio iliweza kuwakanyanga wote, ikaua watu 3 hapo hapo, na pamoja na ile madereva na makanga, kwa hivyo iliua watu 5.
Shida ya hii barabara ni kukosa bumps. Gari ikitoka pale juu wakiweka free, akitaka kuicontrol inataka wakati anataka sasa ifike pali anasema ameweka free, hawezi.
Hii lori mnaiona nyuma yetu ile lose control na ikatoka nje ya barabara, ikaua, first of all ikaua watu 2 nje ya barabara, and then ikaingia kwa duka ambayo ilikuwa karibu hapo, ikaua watu 3 huko ndani, na ikadamage several other vehicles ambayo zilikuwa parked around there.
Now, former members of National Assembly who served in the House between the year 1984 and 2001 have decried the hardship they are going through in retirement. Speaking after condoling with the family of former Bumula MP Lawrence Sifuna, who passed on last Saturday, the former legislators led by former Sirisia MP John Munyasia, they have urged President William Ruto to put a signature on the bill that was passed in the 13th House in favor of the MPs to receive 100,000 shillings as their pension, a bill that did not fare well in the previous regime of President Uhuru Kenyatta. The leaders eulogized Sifuna as a dependable person who had people's interest at heart. His burial is slated on the 16th of December.
Season iliyopita, the term that lapsed where Mheshimiwa wa Mnyinyi was, walikuwa hata wamepitisha wale ambao walikuwa wanafanya the August House kusaidia nchi hii wapewe what Justice Akiwumi had said, a living pension, at least about 100,000 shillings a month. Uhuru akakataa kusaini. Natumia nafasi hii kukumbusha serikali tu, angalia vile wale ambao tulikuwa hapo na Mheshimiwa Sifuna, angalia ile maisha tunaishi. Mnatusahau as if we didn't do anything for this country at all.
You can imagine someone who has served this country for 20 years and went through what Lawrence went through. Na pension yake ni 20,000. Is that fair? Surely. Na unajua wakati tulipitisha we were condemned. That time sisi tukakuwa condemned kama tunapitisha tunapenda vitu ya wabunge, which was not the case. It was just fair. You can imagine JB served this country. He was a senior member of parliament and he goes home retired na less than 20,000 or about 20,000.
Kwa ile contribution ya ndugu yetu Lawrence Sifuna, tunamuomba matanga haya yakuwe state funeral. Serikali iweze kuingilia ili iwe kumbukumbu kwa yale yote ambayo all the sacrifices ambazo Mheshimiwa Lawrence alifanya. Mheshimiwa Rais, mahali huko tunakuomba kwa unyenyekevu utupatie hii ikuwe state funeral, na sisi tutakushukuru kwa heshima ya watu wote wa mkoa wa Magharibi ambao walifanya kazi kwa karibu sana na Lawrence Sifuna. Lawrence Sifuna ako katika historia ya Kenya. Mnakumbuka wale 7 bearded sisters, wale ambao walihakikisha kwamba serikali ya Moi haiendelei kuwanyanyasa watu.
A section of members of parliament have continued to poke holes in the National Dialogue Committee report, NADCO, arguing that it never addressed some of the key issues affecting the country. Led by Ugenya MP David Ochieng, the MPs argued that they thought the committee was going to give recommendations in regard to the 2022 general election, whose results were disputed. He lamented that instead of recommending for an audit to be conducted on the last general election, the NADCO team only recommended for an evaluation of the last election.
And I thought that the best thing would have been to do an audit of that elections that happened last year, kama kweli ilibiwa ama haikuibiwa. What you are now being told is that they will do an evaluation of the last elections. Evaluation means you'll evaluate the structures and systems. Aturudi kwa kweli ilipigwa, hapana. Tutaangalia mbele.
Mtu anajua tuna shida. High cost of living. Hilo ndio shida iko. Hata kuna watu wanataka kuzaa watoto leo wapatie jina la high cost of living. Lakini ile high cost of living, ndugu zangu, dada zetu, lazima tusemezane ni njia ipi tutatumia kurudisha hiyo high cost of living chini. Hiyo high cost of living haitarudishwa chini katika mikutano ambayo inakaliwa kwa mahoteli. Ile high cost of living haitarudishwa chini kwa maandamano. Ile high cost of living itarudishwa chini tukisemegana, tukisema wewe, what is the alternative option you have? Wewe una njia ipi ambayo itatusaidia kuweza kupunguza hii high cost of living?
Serikali inakuanga ni ya mwananchi, wewe na mimi. Mupee time, pea huyu Ruto time na Kachako, wapee time. Wamemaliza mwaka moja sasa. Support them. Siasa iliisha, injini yetu. Support hao watu, Ruto na Kachako hawa, waendeshe serikali tuone kinaonalo hawa. Alafu wakimaliza tuwaulize umefanya nini hiyo miaka 5 kama hawajadiliwa. Mtoto aweza aliwa siku moja na anatembea siku moja.
Now, drivers along River Nziu in Ngone Ward, Mwingi, have cast a blame on some leaders for not honoring the promises they made to them 2 years ago during the infamous accident at the bridge. Led by their chair, Daniel David, he has said during the launch of construction of the bridge in April 2022, A section of leaders led by Kalonzo Musyoka promised to reward the divers who helped in retrieving bodies of St. Cecilia choir members who died after the bus they were traveling in plunged into the river. According to the engineer in charge of the project is over 40% done and blamed the government for delaying funds for the construction of the project, which should have been completed by October 25th this year. Locals and drivers are forced to wait for the water levels to go down so that they can cross the deadly river, as others risk being carried by the divers who help them cross at a fee.
Tumekuwa tukisumbuka sana na hii mto. Kwa sasa hii tuko hapa mto Enzio. Na tumekuwa tukisumbuka sana muda mrefu sana. Na serikali imekuwa ikidiwaiti kwamba tutatujengea bridge. Na kwa sasa venye unaona bridge ilianza kujengwa, tuliambiwa itajengwa kwa mwaka moja na sasa ni mwaka wa pili unaenda kuisha na bado haiko karibu kuisha. Tunasikitika sana kwa sababu watu wetu wamekuwa wakikufia hapa kwa hii maji. Na mimi kama chairman wa divers hapa, nikipenda kuomba serikali, walikuja wakatuambia tutaajiriwa, mandivers waajiriwe na serikali, lakini hakuna hata mmoja alichukuliwa. Tuko mandivers 16 wale tuko kwa listi, na tuliitishwa listi tukapeana kwa Kalonzo na kwa county, na hakuna hata mmoja aliajiriwa. Hakuna kitu tulipata kutoka kwa serikali ama kutoka kwa county. Mimi ningependa kuomba serikali kama inawezekana, sisi mandivers wa hapa tupatiwe kazi, at least hata kama ni vijana 5, tujue tuko na watu wanaweza okoa hapa. Inaendelea kujengwa na inajengwa polepole sana, kwa sababu wanajenga mwezi mmoja, wanasimama miezi 2 ama 3. Ingekuwa imeendelea, sasa hii ingekuwa imeisha.
It is the divers, not the drivers, who are complaining, and sad to see that 2 years later the bridge is yet to be completed. Now, away from that, hundreds of traders and matatu operators on Monday morning took to the streets to protest over delayed opening of newly built Embu bus park. The traders blocked the Embu-Kiritiri highway, paralyzing transport before embarking on forcing other traders who had opened their businesses to close them down and join them in the push to have the Runyenjes bus park opened. Police officers who tried to calm the highly charged demonstrators were not spared by the public, who pelted them with stones before the protesters forcefully opened the bus park.
Mtupatie nafasi, iko katika kitengo cha katiba kwamba we have right to demonstrate, we have right to picket. So wale watu ambao hawajui katiba, tutawafunza katiba sasa kusonga mbele. Kwa hivyo waruhusu watu wafanye demonstration, bora ikuwe peaceful, hakuna kuharibu mali, waruhusu watu wafanye demonstration katika town yangu. Hii town sio town ya mashambani, hapa tunakuja kutafuta sote.
Yeye wanasema sijui nini, watengeneze saa hii, tuingie kwa hii stage. Their time is expired. Kama hata tuingiza tutaingia. Sio wana tuingiza, ni sisi tuna drive magari tunaingiza hapa ndani.
Si ni kweli? Lakini tukiwa hapa, mahali tulikuwa tunakaa kitambo ni mbeta kuliko tukiwa wapi? Tuomba tu exit peke yake. Ifanye nini? Itengenezwe. Ikiwa sikutengenezwa, hata sisi hadi madola hadi tunajitetea peke yetu. Bando kuna hao watu wa masoko. Imagine natoka kwa soko kuanzia wapi? Mpaka wapi? Sakauri. Hiyo ni more than 500 meters. Si kweli? Bado wanacho na bado ile ambayo wanapewa ni ile tu. Si kweli? Sasa tunaomba tu hii exit. Hata ikiwa hakuna exit, tutajifanya zima driver sisi wajanja, tutakuja kutumia nini? Exit moja.
To matters dairy farming now, and the government, led by the Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives and MSMEs, that is Simon Kiprono Chelugui, is spearheading efforts to increase dairy production after years of a downturn. Natasha Wairimu reports.
Rono kutoka Chepkinoyo.
Dairy farming has received a boost after the government allocated 1.5 billion Kenya shillings, which will standardize and improve milk prices, and another 700 million for expanding milk processing farms that produce milk.
We apologize for that hitch. We shall be getting that story in a short while. Now, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPPET West Pokot branch has taken to the streets in West Pokot County, demonstrating of a poor working environment. Among their grievances is high cases of insecurity, where some teachers working in hotspots of banditry have been seriously affected, with others being killed in the line of duty. The teachers also want the Teachers Service Commission, that is TSC, to confirm all the teaching interns who have served for long periods of time. The branch chairman, Joel Todokori, maintains that if the government fails to listen to them, they will advise teachers not to report to school next month.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
If the government will not take serious our concerns, I think by January, we shall tell our members not to report to schools. Yes. Yes. Because we don't want our tools until the government listen to our cries. Yes. Another issue is the issue of insecurity. They are working in areas with a lot of insecurity. Recently, you heard that a JSS student was killed in Sarmaj. Now, if a student was killed, do you think the teacher is also safe? No. So these people are working under very difficult situation. They are working in very insecure areas, and we are telling the government to provide security, not only to JSS teachers, but also to all Kenyans.
Let them confirmed as permanent and pensionable. Yes. Then second, these JSS schools to be domiciled in secondary school because of the poor conditions in primary schools. And then also to be paid well because of the cost of living in Kenya today.
The government promised us 1 year internship to work in these areas, and we are now seeking our rights. We are coming here to demand for our confirmation as JSS teachers. One, we are not making our life to be the first priority, but we are also working for we are also raising the rights of those kids. We are teaching things that they are not even understanding them. For our case, we are teaching home science, and in home science we have sewing machines, and for our case, we don't know even how to handle them.
To Embu County now, where Embu tea factories have lost more than 100 million shillings through fake land transactions that were carried out by former directors who were hounded out of office in 2021. According to a forensic audit that was conducted by KTDA, cumulatively, the three factories lost a total of 242 acres of land. Speaking at a farmers' forum in Embu County, KTDA National Chairman Enos Njeru blamed the former directors of three factories for failing to conduct due diligence before purchasing the pieces of land which were sold to them using fake title deeds. He called upon relevant government agencies to investigate the matter and have the perpetrators brought to book.
Kwamba mashamba mingi ilinunuliwa without due diligence, na tunaonelea kwamba wakati tuliona mashamba haina manufaa kwa factory na tukaonelea kwamba inaweza uzwa ndio hiyo pesa ifanye kitu ingine. Wakati wale walikuwa wanataka kununua, wanunuzi wa hizi mashamba walienda kufanya kitu inaitwa search ndio waone kama asa mashamba ni ya factory. Walipofika pale waliona mashamba iko na caution. Kufuatilia kulikuwa na kesi kotini ya kwamba wenye waliuza hii mashamba hawajulikani na mashamba inaonekana ni ya clan. So at the end of it all, wakati kesi ilisikizwa katika makoti zetu, mashamba ilirundiziwa clan. So factory ya Rukurire imeruse 71 acres of land worth over 40 million. Mungania imeruse the same size 71 acres of land worth over 50 million. Kadhangarire ikona iliruse 100 acres of land worth over 70 million. Collectively, this is over 100 millions. Almost.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's get sporty now. And the East African Safari Classic Rally is scheduled to kick off this Saturday, and it will run up to the 18th of December. The competition has attracted a field of 63 drivers from 27 countries globally, with 44 international participants and 19 local contenders. The rally will cover approximately 4,000 kilometers, traversing 11 counties, cutting across Kilifi, Nakuru, Nairobi, and the other counties that are and back. The prize-giving ceremony will take place at Diani. This year's classic rally rekindles the spirit of the original Safari Rally, which put East Africa on the motorsport map and earned an unassailable reputation as the world's greatest and toughest rally.
We are going to be traversing about 11 counties around Kenya, starting from Mombasa, coming down right up to Nairobi, Naivasha, going down towards Nakuru, and then coming back up all the way to the coast. This rally is 5,000 kilometers long, so it's going to be quite a difficult one. And in that, I would really like to urge all those spectators, the drivers, and everyone involved or watching or in any way being involved to be very, very safe. This rally is a showcase for Kenya. We take the rally to areas where the normal tourist run doesn't, like the Cherangani Hills and other places where a normal tourist company will not take you. We would like to show the world what Kenya is.
Now, KCB women's volleyball team dismantled arch rivals Kenya Pipeline 3-1 the opening set 25-17. Kenya Pipeline claimed the second set 25-1 before the national champions clinched the third and fourth sets 25-23 and 26-24. On their way to the final, KCB trounced a stubborn Post Bank 3-1 in the highly contested semi-final duel. The Bankers claimed the first set 25-18 before losing the second one 23-25. They would, however, go ahead to clinch the subsequent sets 25-17 and 25-21.
I'm so happy with my teammates for the victory. We fought a very good fight, and I'm so happy, I'm humbled. Kenya Pipeline is a good team, and when we were pulled together with them, we expected competition in the pool first of all, and I can say that that gave us more morale to work extra hard. And when we met them again in the finals, I'm happy to say that we've reduced in the pool. We beat them 3-2, but now we've won 3-1, and I'm so happy for that. Still focusing as KCB, it's not over. Even the season is on, and we can't go for a rest for so long because the season is still on. So we are just going to take a short break.
I am very happy that my players have played well. The competition was very tough from the preliminary level up to the semi-finals, and then the finals. They were very tough, but I'm happy we have won this championship. KCB is a force to reckon with, and we are here to prove a point that we are still going strong. So long as we get another, we get another setter that we can help Esther Mutinda, then we'll be home and dry. Remember that she has been playing this championship alone, without any help, and she has done it. She has worked tirelessly to bring the trophy to KCB. We are yet to decide on what to do, but the next league is in Malaba, and it's coming on in January 8th. So we may not have that long time to rest. So we are going to plan our training schedule that when the 8th come, we are already in the good shape to compete again.
And that sports story leads us to the close of news now right here on TV 47, the home of untold stories. My name is George Maringa. Stay safe and be kind to one another. I'll see you in just about 4.5 hours or 5 hours on the Daily Report at 9 p.m. right here on TV 47, where we have a fiery and jump-packed